Chapter 12. Vaggie felt her heart drop. "Alastor, what a surprise," Charlie said. "Indeed," Alastor said. "And I suppose you deserve introductions to Vaggie's dear ancient ancestor." Alastor stepped aside to reveal a demon with the head of an eagle and the body of a man dressed in the garb of the ancient Aztecs. Vaggie's eyes widened in terror. "Vaggie, meet your ancient grandfather Titok," Alastor said. "In life, he was an Aztec high priest of the highest order." Vaggie found her indignation and said, "You mean the Aztec high priests who sacrificed thousands of people to the sun god?" "The very kind," Titok replied without a hint of irony in his voice. "It is wonderful to finally meet you, granddaughter." "Just great," Vaggie said sarcastically. "Care to join us for lunch?" Alastor asked, conjuring a picnic basket. "Like hell we are," Vaggie spat back. "Alastor, I have a bone to pick with you," Charlie said, stepping defensively in front of Vaggie. "Perfect," Alastor interrupted, sitting down in front of them and pulling out containers of sushi and bottles of water so that Vaggie and Charlie were cornered in the observatory. "Eat up, ladies." Charlie looked confidently at Vaggie, nodded her head, and sat down. Titok wandered over and did the same. Vaggie sat close to Charlie and reluctantly ate some sushi. "I found Titok about a month ago," Alastor explained. "I thought I should get a relative's permission to marry you, but since neither of your parents have died yet, I had to do some digging. He's agreed to let me marry you and perform the ceremony." Vaggie's eyes widened in fear as she replied, "No. No, he can't." "I can," Titok said firmly. "In our culture, Vaggie, all marriages are arranged." "Well, not anymore," Vaggie retorted. "It's 2019. "Alastor, why are you doing this?" Charlie asked. "Because I'm in love, Charlie," Alastor answered plainly. "But Vaggie doesn't love you back," Charlie argued. "You know that. So, why did you kidnap her?" "No person alive had an issue when the beast kept Belle against her will in his castle and the two fell in love," Alastor replied calmly. "Therefore, you could say she is the beauty to my beast." "No, I saw that movie," Vaggie replied indignantly. "This is not the same thing. Belle only fell in love with the beast when he stopped being an asshole." "Not in the version I read," Alastor retorted. "I don't know of this story, granddaughter, but I do know that you will be marrying him," Titok added sternly. "I have already promised him a dowry as is the modern custom." "First of all, why should I do as you say when you obviously never cared about me before today?" Vaggie asked angrily. "Second of all, dowries are not a modern custom." "They are in some parts of the world," Alastor chimed in. "I never asked for one, of course. I only wanted his blessing and for him to perform the ceremony, but I cannot say no to a demon of his stature. I've agreed to pay his debt and fertilize your womb if you give me grandchildren," Titok said. "What?" Vaggie shrieked. "I'm not so fond of the idea either," Alastor admitted somewhat nervously. "Intercourse is an idea that I'm still getting used to." "I want at least 8, Titok said sternly. "Oh," Alastor said, blushing a bit. "Alastor, I trusted you," Charlie finally blurted out. "How could you stab me in the back like this? Vaggie was right about you all along. I don't care if we go broke. I never want to see you again." Alastor chuckled darkly and said, "Oh, my dear darling Charlie, what do you think will happen? Your hotel will fail and then you'll just be an embarrassment to your family." "My father already doesn't approve of what I am doing," Charlie spat back. "I have nothing to lose." "Then I'm sure you don't mind me asking him to also bless Vaggie and I's marriage," Alastor replied. Charlie's eyes flashed in panic as she asked, "Why would he do that?" "Yeah, he doesn't care what the damned do," Vaggie exclaimed. "Why would he help you?" "Alastor, I can see what you are doing and I must advise you against it," Titok chided. My people and I have learned from experience that the sun god's help costs more than what he gives. Don't worry, Alastor reassured. I know what I am doing. Titok scoffed and replied, if you say so, future son-in-law. What the fuck are you talking about? Tell me right now, Pendo. Vaggie yelled. All in good time, my dear, Alastor said. Now, let's stop talking and enjoy the rest of our lunch. The group continued eating their sushi in awkward silence until they finished and Alastor and the rest of them rose to leave. Now then, Alastor said, snapping his fingers, causing the picnic basket and its contents to vanish. Shall we explore the rest of the aquarium? Charlie grabbed Vaggie defensively and held her against her chest. Now, Alastor chided. No need to make a scene. I will not let you hurt Vaggie anymore, Charlie spat as menacingly as she could. Sure, you will, Alastor replied sarcastically. God, just cut the crap and leave us alone, Vaggie exclaimed in frustration. We were together long before you ever came into the picture. I suggest you do what she says, Alastor, Titok said, causing Alastor to turn his attention away. It is unwise to provoke the sun god, especially if you want his help. Give the women their space for now. I suppose you're right, Titok, Alastor conceded. We need to discuss dues anyway. You ladies can walk on ahead, Titok instructed. We'll be right behind you. Charlie and Vaggie reluctantly nodded and tensely made their way through the aquarium while Alastor and Titok followed behind them about 10 feet away. Vaggie looked at the fish and at Charlie as though it were the last time she'd see any of them. What do we do? Vaggie finally asked. I don't know, Charlie said sadly. Come on, Charlie, Vaggie pleaded desperately. There has to be something we can do. I want to be with you. I won't spend all eternity as that monster's baby factory. You're the princess of hell. You must be able to do something. Charlie looked at her with eyes just as desperate and said, I'm sorry, Vaggie. I really don't know. I'd have to ask my parents about the options. Is there any way to contact your mother? Vaggie asked with a glimmer of hope. Not here, at least, not without Alastor noticing, Charlie said with a smile showing the hope growing inside of her. We'll have to make a break for it to call my mother, but how to do it? I have an idea, Vaggie said with a smirk. How about we head to the bathroom? That's a great idea, Charlie replied. We just have to keep our eyes out for one. We don't need to, Vaggie said. Look ahead. Much to Charlie's delight, there was a bathroom waiting for them on the right before they reached the next exhibit. Charlie and Vaggie looked at each other with a smile. Then, without another word, the two of them dashed into the bathroom, leaving Titok and Alastor standing there in confusion.
I'm glad you enjoyed that video / gameplay. Just remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Until next time, goodbye!